Named org community of the Ateneo?
Yeah.
Wondering what projects and initiatives our student organizations are currently up to? Curious to hear the perspectives and motivations of the different people that make up the org community? Tara na't magkwentuhan! Kwentuhang MVP takes you to the vibrant and passionate organization community of the Ateneo de Manila. Tune in every Friday as we catch up with our student leaders and our organizations and find out how they're continually pushing forth with their advocacies. Kwentuhang MVP, taking the MVP to you.
Follow at radyo-katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Good morning, Ateneo! Start your day right with your morning wake-up call. Good morning, Ateneo! Catch the latest news and stories around the campus. Good morning, Ateneo! Your daily dose of radio chikahan, tawanan, kantahan, and kwentuhan. Every morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Tuesdays to Fridays. Good morning, Ateneo! Your mornings will never be the same again. Mga katipuneros, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields as we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on radyo-katipunan 87.9 FM. Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang simbahang lingkod ng bayan. Ang social-political apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan.
Getting reliable health information about the COVID-19 outbreak can be a lifesaver. In times of crisis, it is essential to guarantee freedom of expression and the right to public information, in particular to counter the spread of disinformation. During the COVID-19 outbreak, only trust official information sources and credible media outlets. Do not share unverified information. This is a message from UNESCO.
Radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay Atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, 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 katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, katipunan, radyo, 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 katipunan.
Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit music ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio. Every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Tara na't simulan ng inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral, at Binibining Risa Singson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapit Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. The Jesuit Hour. Get to know the Jesuits. Discover their spirituality, their history, their ministries. The Jesuit Hour. Anything Jesuit, everything Jesuit. The Jesuit Hour.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear.
Do you long for a good spiritual read? Or for literature that not only feeds the mind, but nourishes the soul as well? Do you want to be inspired, feel positive and hopeful about life? Then read The Windhover, the official magazine of the Jesuits in the Philippines. Written by Jesuits and their lay partners, The Windhover features real stories about the Jesuits and their various ministries. Be inspired. Be blessed. Subscribe to The Windhover. For inquiries, call the Philippine Jesuit Aid Association at telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892. Once again, Philippine Jesuit Aid Association, telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892.
Kaibigan, alam mo na ba kung anong dapat gawin upang iwasan at sugpuin ang COVID-19? Iwasang hawakan ang bibig, mata at ilong. Laging maghugas ng kamay gamit ang sabon at tubig sa loob ng 20 segundo. Linisin ang mga bagay na palaging hinahawakan. Kumain ng balanse at masusustansyang pagkain. Matulog ng sapat, huwag magpupuyat. Stay home. Sa wastong pag-iingat, ang virus hindi kakalat. COVID-19, kayang-kaya nating tapusin.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugo. Todo sa kayot, tunong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing hiding at tigil.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on MindEd.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod.
Hello and welcome to MindEd, your weekly slice. Well, over the past month, I guess hindi siya weekly, no. Pero your slice of your frequent, periodic slice of mental health tips and tidbits. My name is Pat. Hi.
And this is me. I am just a letter. Ang daming variations ng intro natin. but but you get it, guys. We're here.
Yeah. So ano ba? What's the last time we...
Well, awang ko, matagal-tagal na. Pero alam kong it's late na, but I want to officially greet you on air. Happy Easter, Patrick.
Happy Easter, everybody. Yeah.
To all our
ano naman? In the apostolic tuloy. In the in the calendar of the church, it's still we're still in the Easter season. So
yes,
it's an appropriate greeting. That's fine.
Yes. So,
Musta?
happy naman. Okay naman. Can I just say, gusto ko lang i-flex yung shirt natin ngayon. Ay, wait. Tanggalin natin to. Baliktad pa. Hindi ko alam eh.
Yeah, it's exact. So, thank you. That's awesome.
Okay, yun lang. Yun lang actually. Kaya tayo nag-share. Para i-flex yung shirt.
Okay, bye guys. See you next week. I mean, we've wanted to do so many things on the show, I think, and have so many people on, and it's just not been panning out because understandably it's been a busy season, especially with what we've wanted to be, what we've wanted to do on the show just hasn't been, available to, or parang hasn't been like a good time to really be on the radio. So, it makes sense. Ano ba? Sabihin ba natin kung ano talaga?
Pwede rin naman.
So we've been wanting to do like election related stuff, but everybody who is election related, especially to the people like most relevant to the things that we want, to the topics or the subjects that we want to talk about, have been really, really understandably busy. Pero gagawin pa natin ng paraan yan. I believe I have it in my sights na parang we can make it happen. We have very, very powerful friends.
Pero there, I mean, even if we don't carry on with those shows or those topics naman, we can probably have the show in the same spirit of it. Still celebrate it. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's why we're still here. We're going live without a plan. May plan na naman tayo, guys.
And then sige, so this is like we'll treat today as like a grand catch up. So you know how every show, B and I have this small moment at the beginning where we kind of catch up in small tidbits on what's been happening.
Life nuggets.
Like small, very, very small tidbits lang. But now we're going to use the entire show, the entire episode to kind of go through in depth and in the hope, not in the hope. I'm sure we'll be able to get something from it, but with the idea or the goal of maybe extrapolating some wisdom from it. So hindi siya yung usual na parang B. So what have you cultivated? It's going to be more of B for the next 25 minutes. Share mo naman sa amin yung kung ano yung ganaps mo over the past. Kailan ba tayo last nag-show? My gosh.
Before Holy Week pa. Because we had we chose to replay a prayer episode, a prayer related episode or reflective episode.
The week before Holy Week.
Before Holy Week.
Which means that the last time we met was already in March.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been almost.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I believe so. Pero yun since ang haba. So I guess we also owe ourselves this parang it's not really a rest or not really a break. We're still on air, but we are taking a kapihan moment. I don't know how to explain it better.
May kape ako. Mamaya, may padating ako na
May coffee ako, handa ako.
Di mo naman ako in-inform. Joke lang. Okay lang. Sige, so let's do that. So B, over the past 4 weeks. Kasi last Thursday, last Thursday, 2 Thursdays ago, which was Holy Thursday. And then the Thursday prior to Holy Week. And then, so it's been 4 weeks since our last show. What has happened in your life since?
Kasi,
Wala.
the past, before Holy Week, ito nga yung sabi ko, excited ako ikwento, kaya hindi tayo nag-show. Pero naalala ko pa naman siya. But anyway, it was, it's, I guess, some mga projects that we also, still in that direction of, my, anong tawag natin dito, the driving force of the core natin ngayon, which is to cultivation, nourishing, ganyan. So what we did was, what I did was, I went to the Denny Kiko Volunteer Center that weekend na hindi tayo nag-meet.
Yeah.
And then, I think you dropped pictures. Jamie Duran was also there. Hi, Jamie. Yeah. Ayan. So, parang, it was just really, sin wala talagang plano, no exact agenda. Just really wanted to be there and, alam mo yun, do some actual help. Or like my small actions kung ano ba, parang anong klaseng movement yung in my own capacity as well. So I think yung first labas ko with social interaction with strangers. Like these are literally strangers. Like I don't know them. I just know Jamie.
Right.
So siya lang.
Right.
And then I don't know, parang ang activity pa nun sa akin, it was the day when we launched the national house-to-house program of our candidate. And so there were workshops there. There were also groups there who, kumbaga parang had these bundles of campaign collaterals na pinamimigay din sa mga tao. So parang tapos may mga, ano tawag doon, the t-shirt printing, and then tapos sa isang corner, may shoot ng music video, and then sa isang area, there is this parang workshop orientation. And then there's a really small program towards the afternoon where there are these, our nanays, I guess from the CIS community app, or CLC community, I forget na, basta one of those. But they were already doing house-to-house even before the programs launched. So parang it was just really a very happy kumbaga parang experience for me. I just risked it. Tumalon si Bes. Dire-diretso lang siya doon. It was great rin naman. Kasi after that, kaya ako naniniwala ako sa I've been telling some friends about this na I really believe in like how God moves like the little chess pieces or just a little nudge para mapunta ka sa something like greater, or maybe just a little movement of that domino piece, and then it will just have a life on its own and then just branch out into various degrees. So so parang we also met some friends there, friends in the ministry, particularly our friends from Bukas Palad. And apparently, they were also doing a mural sa May Saviorville.
Yeah.
So, sama ako, sige. Okay, maybe you need help to bring these collaterals because they were doing some campaigning. And then, basta parang, we got into talking. Tapos ang dami ng parang, from then, parang biglang nagkaroon lang ng ripple effect. Like the activities that I've been involved in the past few weeks were all like campaign related. Yeah. So yun yung parang this is sort of like easing in to normal social interaction for me.
Right.
So it was scary in the sense na parang oof. Parang ito na parang dami na namang tao and everything. But at the same time, there's this familiarity that feels na parang, okay, it's just like, ano ba yung metaphor na, yung kasabihan na riding a bike though I don't really how to rectify criminalization. But it's just like that. Parang, okay, it's just the usual things ginagawa natin before. So parang, yeah, it was, masaya siya. So dun umikot yung oras natin. Kaya rin ako nawala ng energy the past few Thursdays. But yeah, it was energizing. Like the passion of the people are also infectious. And yeah, reconnecting with friends in the ministry, in the industry even, kasi bigla rin ako nahatak sa Pasay.
Kita ko nga yun eh.
Asad.
Kakaingat nga eh.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like, ano ba? Kasi ang saya lang, ang ganda, nakaka-warm ng heart. And then, so that's my external update. Internal update naman, yung para naman sa sarili, so normal naman for me, like, to journal. And then I still also have that my gratitude notebook at the end of the day, that whole examine thing, ganyan. But then, did I drop it sa group natin, Patrick? I forgot na. But there's this, yung Kitara Batch.
Parang
it's I think the program was something about radical compassion, and it's a 40-day mindfulness course / practice. Na parang and the course is free.
Okay.
Tapos parang so I started doing that every morning naman kasi examen is evening eh.
Yeah.
And then I usually do yoga or swim in the morning. So siningit ko lang siya sa morning activity ko. So ang ginawa ko, although this is more mindfulness, I guess this is like psycho-spiritual na rin on my own. Because what I do, my prayer journaling, ginamit ko siyang tool to process the mindfulness course. Like after that. So parang sort of, I married it. Parang, okay. And then I also found my old journals from like before pa. And then binabasa ko siya. And then parang, oh my gosh. my self, my 2015 self, ganyan. So parang, yeah, ang galing. Ang intense ko pala mag-journal ng 7 pages. Ano nangyayari sa buhay ko?
Wow.
Yeah. So parang, it's nice to know that parang nakita mo yung growth.
Yeah.
And then hearing myself from then, and then hear myself now. Like, may mga parallelism pa rin. You see the patterns of yourself. Something na parang you're proud of. Siguro sa sarili ko, ganyan. And then parang, so like might as well like have a structure again in terms of journaling.
Yeah.
And really helps. I mean, I don't do like a 7-page journal entries anymore. Parang hindi na siya ganun ka-intense. But yeah, kasi before ang journaling ko was just me writing. Now it's kalahati listening.
Yeah.
And then being quiet. And then tsaka na the writing. So I guess it's more balanced. So yeah, I guess like that's like the major. Pag minalala na lang ako, pero yun yung like the major ones that filled my days or my weeks, past weeks. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say among everything that's happened from, going out and doing going out, participating in the rallies versus the internal stuff? What would you consider to be your Easter story? Para ma-integrate lang yung...
Okay. Oh, pero pwede mong parehas.
Pwede naman. Pero like,
okay.
How did you find, like, or how did you experience God's resurrection, or parang, resurrection in your life over the past 4 weeks?
Okay. The definition of resurrection, siguro, I think we have to contextualize first, like my own definition of resurrection. So, of course, still based on the scriptures, like there is still parang resurrecting from the dead, literally, ganyan. Pero I guess, even before that, like, let's go to the passion first, right? So, um, patigil bigla. Ay, mag-share na ako. But yeah, parang the passion first, before the death, kasi there's still the passion, there's still the suffering, there's still the darkness and everything. Na, parang saying naman that we were in the dark, tapos ngayon lang tayo nagkaroon ng light or anything, di ba? Pero parang, so this whole pandemic, I guess, ito yung parang medyo slow, ano ba, it's a global thing, right?
Yeah.
So medyo slow passion siya in a way, slow suffering for us. And it's not like, let's say that we're comfortable to be in. It's not like an ideal situation for us. Hindi nga siya normal talaga.
Yeah.
So parang, I guess, doing all these things or having to do all these things felt like both sige, the external muna kasi back to social interactions parang back to like the feeling of that normalcy, diba?
Yeah.
Parang easing into that sort of, it's like a slow resurrection also. Na parang, like, you remember everyone that we talked to, there's this really, like a downhill type of feeling or downward trend talaga yung moods natin and how we are feeling, but we choose to cling on to hope, we choose to see the light, we choose to feel the presence of God and the presence of the loving presence of our loved ones then with us. Pero alam mo na pababa siya. But with all of the things that are happening, at least for me, like yung paglabas ulit and then being able to like serve in our ministerial work. It's wala pa tayo doon, yes. Like there's still a pandemic, technically speaking. But nadadagdagan lang yung mga slices of hope, I guess, or rays of hope.
Yeah.
So it's yun yan, katulad ng Easter, hindi lang naman natin sineselebrate ng Easter ng isang araw lang. Right?
Yeah.
Like, sabi nga ng teachers natin, di ba, na parang we are Easter people. Even outside of the liturgical calendars or Latin scripture na yan, we are Easter people. We live with hope, with love. We live in that, parang looking forward to the salvation, the promised salvation, the promised life for us, right? So parang ito, feeling ko, it's just really a patikim. Like all the other hopes and little miracles that we experience on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So parang, this is just like an elaborative patikim.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, at least for me, it's really a grand thing for me to go out and be with other people, like face to face.
Yeah.
So I guess we didn't siya. With the internal naman, the personal naman, it's I see, kumbaga parang I can interject Easter there. Kasi siguro well, hindi naman natin tinatago din we still have like our regular therapy sessions to keep ourselves in check. And every time kasi nagre-reflect ako or things like that, meron kang maliliit na demons and darkness na nangungukat or hinaharap. And then I just remembered this entry from, I don't know, way before pa. Na, sorry, bigla na pa-share ako. But anyway,
go.
There's this, kasi parang activity na, or like meditation exercise, I guess, na parang you imagine your house, and then yan yung sa loob mo, and then like each house represents each like aspect of your life. Like, kunyari, the living room is your social life, the bedroom is your personal life, or yung mga ganon, things like that. And then, sa meditation na yun, like, the exercise was to have God with you, tas ipapasyal mo siya sa house mo, ganyan.
Yeah.
And then there's this particular room that I'm always afraid to like go inside. It's the basement. These
Okay.
are all the, personal darkness, anxieties, and all of those demons. Nandiyan lang siya sa baba. Tapos, alam mo, parang, so, andun lang siya. And then, the practice was parang, pinasyal ko lang si Lord sa lahat ng mga kwarto ng buhay ko. Tapos parang ngiti lang siya. And then sabi lang niya sa akin na parang natatawa siya because parang, don't you remember, kasama mo ko nung ginagawa mo yan. Kasama mo ko nung experience mo. Kasama mo akong nagsiserve ng tea with your friends. Something like that. Ganyan. And then after all that, sabi niya, or parang my child, meron ka pang isang key. Meron pa tayong isang room na hindi na pupuntahan. And ito nga, it's the basement. So, baba kami ng basement. And then, I don't even have the key to this room. Ganun ko siya sinusuppress, or ganun ko siya pagka parang ayoko na talaga bumaba. And then, he gave me the key. And
So,
sinabi, nasa kanya. And then, I'm just holding on to this until you're ready to open it. We can enter it together. So, it's just, ganun siya for me constantly, even until now. Ngayon ko lang na nare-realize. So, every time that I do something to practice self-love, self-care, self-preservation, parang I always go back, siguro subconsciously, to that moment na parang, yes, we have basements in our homes, but it doesn't mean that we have to enter alone. We have to be there alone.
Yeah.
So with that, I guess journaling, I'm just structuring that process. Knowing we love structure. I'm just structuring it, and it also helps me because the mindfulness of it all, kasi parang it keeps in check also, and strive to keep the light, and radiate it from love.
So is it safe to say that if the question were, what have you cultivated over the past 4 weeks? It's not any specific or particular project per se, but it's that you've cultivated both hope and courage in yourself through both, going out and venturing out and learning to be with other people again, but also learning to like go deeper into yourself. So hindi siya stretch para sabihin.
Oo, hindi. Hindi siya parang ganun na siya. Paulit-ulit lang ako. Kumbaga, it sounds marami, and it sounds heavy, eventful. Like it is, pero alam mo naman tayo, kaya natin ang trabaho. Sanay tayo dyan. Kaya natin yan. Hindi tayo nasistress sa trabaho. Iba ang sources of stress natin. Pero hindi tayo nasistress sa trabaho. Hindi tayo nasistress sa service. Sa ministry. We have the heart for it. Or I have the heart for it. Sige, hindi na kita idadamay because you will share later. But you get it, right? Na parang when you're doing it and you understand what you're doing, the importance and the significance, not just for others but for yourself as well. That alone is like you're also self-fueling.
Yeah.
To have that right.
Thank you.
Haba doon,
No, that's great. I'm really happy to in part or in small tidbits over the past couple of weeks to just witness some of the stuff that you've been involved in. And guys, promise those things, those have been really really amazing. Parang legit, parang nainggit ako at a certain point. Parang
Na-FOMO ka ba?
you saw this, you were there, you saw these people. Parang wow. Like, and it's not even like a fanboy, fangirl type like inggit. It's a more of like, wow, I wish I could have had like the opportunity to participate that way in the building of hope and inspiration for other people. So parang wala lang. Ah,
You are our source of hope and inspiration as well.
okay, thank you. I take it.
You accept the love. Okay. All right. So, siguro we need to take a little short break muna before I pass on the microphone to you, because that was a lot then. Pero I mean, while we're taking a break, baka naman our audience also would also want to share, like how have you been, how was you, what are your resurrection stories?
What's your, so join our and participate in our grand kwentuhan also. Share in the comments what was your Easter story? You know, how have you felt the Lord's resurrection and renewal in your life, and how, if you've had same stories or same experiences, how have you cultivated courage and hope in your lives over the past couple of weeks? We'll see you back after a few minutes. Mangyayari ba siya? Hindi siya mangyayari. Hello? Sige na, huwag na muna. Pero sige, kahit di kami mag-ad break, pag biniligan na kami ng producer namin na mag-ad break kami. Mag-ad break. Pero whilst we're going, whilst we're sharing or whilst I'm sharing, please feel free to like comment in the comment section.
Mag-share ka na.
Oo, mag-share na ako kasi.
Inhale, exhale. Okay.
Yun yung ad break natin. Okay. Man, it's been a wild ride over the past. Ano ba? Where do I begin? Kasi let's begin from start of April. I think key things I remember was simula na ng Holy Week. So I remember feeling so incredibly tired and fatigued. And I was just for everyone's appreciation, we had two separate, or I had a few like Holy Week plus stuff planned for us. So yung from Holy Wednesday all the way up until Good Friday, my side of the family and I and Chai, of course, and Cassie were supposed to go to Anilao to go diving, and to just relax in this new resort that we've never stayed at. And hinipe talaga siya sa akin ng ate ko na para ano siya. Yung description niya, I kid you not, and apparently accurate nung pagdating namin, but was BGC in Anilao. Parang like, at first I didn't understand. Parang like, what does that mean? And then when we got there, parang, now it makes sense. So anyway, so that was the Holy Week plan. And then on Easter Sunday was the first time ever that I would be serving at church again, like live. I was gonna be playing at the mass. I was gonna be playing acoustic guitar with a band for the mass service. And then after that, the day after, on Monday, just Monday last week, we were going to fly to Palawan naman this time. Again, in this new place that we've never been to before. So I've been to El Nido before. Okay. I've been to Coron. This time in San Vicente. And we were supposed to stay there for all the way until like Thursday last week. So kung nag-show man tayo, fresh ako from a plane ride. So anyway, as we were gearing up for the vacation, for the first part of the first leg of the vacation, Tuesday night, I parang I was joking with some clients na parang sinasabi ko, you must really need a vacation because I know I do. So parang I wasn't making any show of like not needing a vacation anymore at that point. And I was also telling Jeff, I'm so tired. We haven't gone on a break or like we haven't gone on a vacation in like a really, really long time. And I feel like I'm so looking forward to this Holy Week talaga. Tuesday night came. Tapos nararamdaman ko na, kasi ako nagpapatulog kay Cassie madalas. Nararamdaman ko na mainit siya. Tapos parang ako, maybe this is nothing. And then we wake up at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Hindi, mga 2 a.m. pala. Wake up at 2 a.m. and Chai was the one who tells me naman, parang, Hans, parang mainit nga si Cassie. Can you get the thermometer? So, chinek namin yung temperature ni Cassie. Aba, 39 degrees. Parang, what is this? So, kami naman parang, okay, let's give her paracetamol. Let's wait it out and see what it's going to be like when she wakes up. And then so we woke up at around I told my family na parang we gotta let you know that that Cassie's like feverish right now, and there's a chance that we won't make it. And so they were saying like, sige, just let us know what you guys plans are, and okay lang. And so, all the while we were contacting our PD na din, telling him na, Cassie is like this, but she's not, she was very energetic. It's as if nothing was wrong, or she's the same Cassie except she has a higher temperature. And the doctor was just saying, you know what, paracetamol lang talaga yan. It might just be some virus, and but what's important is she's eating, that she's energetic, and so on and so forth. So parang kami, kung ganoon pala, well, maybe it's okay for us to take her, for us to go on a vacation pa rin. To just because it drive lang naman siya. It's not like we were going on a plane. It's not like there's no hospital in Batangas. So we drove all the way. And it wasn't like the easiest, like calmest drive either, because it was the start of Holy Week, it was traffic.
Yes.
And then, si Cassie, din, parang nag-shoot up yung temperature niya while we were in the car. And parang, but inaagapan namin, we brought meds naman with us. We're not irresponsible parents, okay? Sabi ng doctor namin na okay lang kasi naman din, you would be doing the same thing if you stayed at home. You would just be giving her paracetamol. So, you never know, maybe the ocean air or the sea air might do her good. And it did naman. She got there, yun nga, ganda ng resort. Sabi ko sa parents ko, I told my mom though that I won't be diving. I just stay with Cassie na lang and Chai. And then, we would have pockets of like okayness, and then Cassie's temperature would shoot up again, and she'd start complaining, and she'd start to get irritable and all of that stuff. And I was saying like, this, I don't think it's gonna be working. So the next day, I think in the morning palang, or before lunch, we just drove home, and we drove straight to the ER, to Makati Med. And without having had lunch, we stayed there all the way up until I think 4 p.m. Because we needed a lot of like tests done, urinalysis because we thought it was UTI. Ano pa? Did we do a COVID? No, we did the dengue test, and we did the CBC also. And the results took so long, despite there not being any people in the hospital. And Cassie was uncomfortable. Chai was uncomfortable. I was tired still. So parang at the back of my head already, I was like, this break that I needed kind of started to become more stressful than if I had just kept working, and all of that stuff. Pero I just kind of let it stay at the back of my mind. And ultimately, after the results came out, she had no dengue, which was, thank God, that was the first test that came back. She had no bacterial infection, so we didn't need to give her antibiotics. And her CBC was clean. And so, they were saying like, this can't be COVID because she's not symptomatic. There are no other symptoms apart from that And so they were saying parang the only other thing that it could be, which ended up being true. The only other thing that it could have been was this infant, this baby sickness that they call roseola, like Roseola. So para siyang hindi siya measles kasi it's not contagious. It's only really babies who get it. And so what happens with roseola is it's 3 days of fever, and as the fever breaks, they get like small rashes on their body. Like, and then it just disappears on its own. Like the rashes, you don't even need to do anything. At most, you probably might need to give them antihistamine just for the, kasi wala siyang swelling. It's really just like small bumps. But the fever didn't break until maybe like Saturday afternoon. So Cassie was a little difficult to feed, and a little difficult to put to sleep, and a little difficult to make comfortable. Like it's the most crying and most whining I've seen in her. And di ko naman siya mapagalitan about it. I would never actually. Pero like, alam mo, it's so very taxing. And so even the day of my Easter service, puyat ako noon. Like I slept at I had to wake up at 4:30 because our call time was at 5:30. And I slept at like 12 or 1 because we just needed to monitor Cassie and all of that stuff. I'm so tired, you know. Yung joke ko nga kay Chai, actually hindi niya alam na joke ko to, pero alam mo, there's a song kasi, o yung sa song sa Rosas, yeah. Hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo mapamagawa muling may pagmalaki na ikaisang Pilipino. Ang joke ko sa kanya, ang nire-repeat ko lang sa song doon is, hindi ako magpapahinga. Hindi ako magpapahinga, tapos titigil na ako. Yun lang, yun kakanta. But anyway, hindi yun yung end ng story, guys. Because by the way, so the Easter service was just so surreal and was so beautiful. Like, to be able to like really praise and worship, with a whole group of people rather than just in your own bedroom. And of course, it matters to be able to praise and worship, but like to be doing it to see other people praising and worshiping along with you is just beautiful. So, yan, parang that was my small pocket at that point. And then Sunday, the rashes started to come out. So parang, okay, so now we confirm talaga hindi siya COVID. It's really the thing. And then skip forward to, so ito na yung parang, so ano na yun parang climax na yung ER. Ano tayo? Sa denuma na tayo. Tapos sa resolution tayo. Palawan was just so beautiful and so restful. Parang, ano siya? For the part of, or for a long time, like on a career point of view kasi, I've been feeling very like stagnant or stale with the whole, with my practice. And so I've been wanting to do something, anything really to try to like deepen or broaden my knowledge in acceptance and commitment therapy. Sorry, dami kong kwento, no? Kala nyo. Tapos, so I took this opportunity. So 5G isn't as good in San Vicente because it's a relatively underdeveloped, or it's a developing area, and Wi-Fi also at the resort was okay naman, pero like where there were in the spots that there were Wi-Fi, so I was really able to disconnect. So in the moments of break or quiet that I could have, like when Cassie was asleep or we were on the plane, I would be reading. Like there's this book that I have put on the back burner. It was parang acceptance and commitment therapy na for brief interventions. So parang a framework for acceptance and commitment therapy, but available to people who can't afford, whether because of time or finances, who can't afford to have long form or long-term therapy. So I was reading that and I was really amazed at like the perspectives and how focused it was. In fact, it's called Focused Act. So FACT siya, or fact. Anyway, not the point. And the whole place, so ito na yung siguro yung parang pasarap talaga ni Lord, or yung renewal niya sa amin. Our flight was 4 a.m. Was 6 a.m. on Monday, but we had to be at the airport at 4. There was nobody on the plane except our family and 4 other people. And so it was like a private jet moment, kind of, but not really. And then the same day also that we checked into the resort, 70 people checked out. And so effectively, we also had the resort all to ourselves. The only other people who were there were the owners of the resort. And that's it. So the entire beachfront, sa amin lang din. Yung restaurant, sa amin lang din. So lahat ng amenities, yung may billiards table siya, may tennis, may table tennis siya, whatever, sa amin lang din. And then so parang sobrang, I mean, sleep wasn't as restful as I would have wanted. Like I think there's a part of me that longs for like an entire day of sleep na tuloy-tuloy lang, pero hindi ko siya magagawa. Syempre, di ba? Pero everything, like from the views, the time we were able to spend as a family because it was just us. Talagang parang, sarap. You guys should go. I mean, you should go be. Send ko sa yung link nung resort. Pero in a way, that's how I was present also. Na I could have griped. Well, I'm griping now, right? But like at in the moment, I could have griped about like, oh, this is my vacation too. I should be able to rest, but instead, I'm the one like taking care of everything. I'm the one putting her to sleep, blah 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 blah, etc. 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 But instead, I just thought about what kind at the end of all of this, at the end of this whole ordeal, how do I want at least Chai to remember me? Do I want her to remember me as the husband who, or the partner who wasn't a partner and just made everything additionally difficult because do I want to be the additional person to be taken care of on top of our daughter needing to be taken care of? Or do I want to be the one who's reliable to her, who can also take care of her, who can, kind of carry not everything, but carry things alongside her? What do I want Cassie to remember me by? The one who was mad at her for being sick, even if it wasn't her fault, or the one who was just patient with her? Parang, Cassie, it's gonna be okay. And obviously, the answer was the first one. I want to be the complainer. No, I'm just joking, of course. And yun, parang I really spent I made the most out of the. I know it was supposed to be like a 8-9 day vacation, and it got cut short to be parang the first 4 days were the most were more stressful than work, but I made the most out of the last 4 days where it was just all grace and beautiful, and parang ultimately that grace was what carried me through that. I don't think I would have been able to make those choices about how to deal with it if not for the Lord, of course. And so I think yun yung ultimate lesson ko, yun yung Easter lesson ko, is that, no matter what, and similar, I guess, to what you were saying, B, na parang, no matter what, God will carry you through. God sees you through everything. He's there with you in the highest of highs, talaga, where when you're watching the sunset and all there is the coast and you and the sun going down. And in the smile of your child, and in the warmth of or in the beauty of the beach and whatever. But he's also there with you when your child is sick, when you're waiting in the ER and you're not eating, and you're having to drive 3 hours from a resort where you were able to rest to the ER where it's not necessarily the most pleasant place. He's there with you. So kami ko sinabi na. Yeah. Diba? Nag-ad break. Kung nag-ad break pa tayo, joke lang. Hindi man tayo siguro. Para okay, I stopped talking now. I didn't realize that I had all of that like in me. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Thoughts?
So, sure. No, but okay, sige. My turn to ask questions in the context of resurrection also.
Well,
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing. your stories are always beautiful, and I'm glad that you were able to spend quality time.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing it now as like an opportunity for you to be a good husband and a good father to Chai and Cassie. So,
Mm.
taking this as a blessing for you. But yeah, in the context of resurrection, di ba? Um, sa lahat ng mga kwento na yon, and again, feel free to be vague or detailed na lang dun sa kwento. Meron ba na like one moment talaga sa lahat ng yon na may nag-spark or may naramdaman ka na parang God is present and I am present with God? Like siguro a sliver of a moment or something na nag-switch sa'yo.
Siguro it was the first moment that Cassie stepped onto the sand. Na parang, kasi like all throughout those past the days leading up to that, she had been crying, uncomfortable, mess of a human being, which I don't blame her for, pero it was, she had a really really difficult time, and we were so afraid of, or for how the trip was going to go, in I guess half expecting na maybe she wouldn't be up to it yet. But when we put her in her swimsuit and put her on the beach with her beach toys, she was just the largest smile across her face. Like I wish I could have taken a picture, but even a picture probably wouldn't have done it justice. But the largest smile across her face as she just kind of like ran, kasi nakaslope yung beach eh. Tapos malaki siyang patag before the shore. Tapos basta maganda siya. Pakita ko sa yung picture. And then she just like sat down, and then she just started messing around with the sand, and she was just so happy. And then for the rest of the afternoon, kasi we stayed there from, I think, late afternoon, when it wasn't so hot anymore, all the way up until sundown. For those good straight like hour and a half, I think she was just sitting there and she was just having the time of her life. And for me, parang like, I was there. I was literally lying down on the side kasi ganun siya kapino din. So, again, you should go. But it was that moment talaga na parang, that's my baby. She's back. Or hindi naman, not that she ever left or anything, but that's God right there working his miracle in my child, as she, because there are lots of babies who are like not really all that fond of sand, or of being outside, but here's my child is just like, damn, this is the world, diba? Parang, and then just having the time of her life with it. I think God was there, and I was there to witness God in it too. So Cassie will never understand it, or can't understand this because, well, she can't understand words yet. But
She's a child.
but someday, if she ever like chances upon this, I want her to know that she's God to me, or I see God in her. So, yeah. Paano tayo napunta dito, B? Alam mo, wala yung plano.
Ito nga yung plano natin eh, di ba? Let's just let God flow in the conversation. And I guess for the show, I mean, this is a much needed episode. Not only for us to catch up, but I guess it's also to share not just Easter stories, but really ultimately the presence and how we see God present in our lives, and how he probably moves us, or feels us to be not just better just simply good people, good people to our loved ones, our friends, the world talaga. Superhero kami.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I mean, not to be, and also just connect to the whole like mental well-being aspect of the show. You know, this is, and I'm not memeing, I promise. This is the circle of life. I mean, I know that it sounds so cliche and so like weird and like why would you bring that up right now? But I think the heart kasi of that song talaga is to show that there's this movement, you know. The life definitely has its ups and which we all enjoy, but it also has its downs. And we don't live life just for the ups, you know. We live life in its entirety, and because that's what the Lord wants for us also, is to have a full life, not just to have a happy life, but to have a full, to live life in its fullness.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is real talk, guys.
Oo nga.
This
Yeah,
is
sorry,
life in its
dadagdag
fullness.
ko. It's like resurrection feeling of Easter and everything. It means so much more when you recognize the passion and the death first. Parang it's
So
diba?
true. So true.
Mas maliwanag kapag mas nakikita mo yung liwanag sa gitna ng dilim. Cue music, liwanag sa dilim. But yeah, again, ano ba yan, ang music people kasi tayo kaya puro songs yung pakilakot natin. But yeah, parang, for me, it's always like that. Recognizing darkness and accepting darkness, then the light will make much more meaning, more sense, more intention. Actually, sorry, I'm going back to the words kasi it's being intentional and purposive. So parang ngayon, it's just like the light is not just there because it's there. It has a meaning. It has a purpose in your life. And it's something that you can use the good or pass it forward.
Whew.
Ano nangyari? Pero light
Paano tayo
usap-usap.
napunta dito? Kasi dapat, ang alam ko, casual check-in lang tayo.
Well, we are intense people. So this is casual for us, I guess.
Oo, walang casual sa atin. So, okay lang. That's fine.
Live life to the
I know.
fullest. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We just like to give maybe a quick shout out to those who've been with us since kanina. Kayo nagkwento, nakinig lang kayo. Hello, Erwin. Hi, Les. Magandang gabi rin sa'yo.
Hi, Miss Jen.
Yes. Hello, Ernesto, SB, Mon. Justin, who is, I'm not sure if nasa traffic ka pa, but hello. And then thank you, James, for being with us. Kwento mo na lang off air ang yung Easter story or online.
Okay.
So, yeah. And thank you, Patrick.
Thank you also.
For sharing and for accepting my sharing. So,
naman.
much love.
I always enjoy our chats, whether they are online or like on air or off air. So thank you. You are such a delight. Thank you. So yeah, this has been MindEd, your weekly, periodic slice of joke lang. We will be back next week, I promise. Weekly slice of mental health. Bakit hindi ba? Mental health tips and tidbits. My name is Pat.
And this is me. I am just a letter. See you soon.
See you guys
next week.
Soon. Yun na lang. Okay.
Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on MindEd.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod.
Radyo-Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo-katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo-katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Jescom Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.